Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/PettyRevenge. In today's episode, debt collectors get a taste of their own medicine. Making a nightmare but beautiful housemate move out. Roommate sets 30 alarms but won't get up. I'll wake them up each time instead. Forcing unconventional housemates to live in conventional lifestyle. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Debt collectors get a taste of their own medicine. I have a gym membership that I was officially signed up for under false pretenses. The sales guy pitched me an offer of a 2-week free trial but signed me up for a full membership. He used fake bank account information, so I only found out about all this when they called me 3 months later telling me I owe them 3 months of unpaid membership fees. I went in to discuss the matter with the gym management personally and they were very hostile. When I told them to just cancel it, they insisted that I have a 1-month time period to cancel, and since it's been 3 months I will have to pay 50% of the 24-month contract in order to cancel. I was furious. I did a little digging and discovered that this is a running scam they operate. They sign potential customers up to a free trial, then fraudulently attach it along with your signature to a full 24-month contract with fake banking details. Since your true banking account won't be debited, you won't know until 3 months later when it's too late to cancel without paying the 50% cancellation clause. When you insist that you were signed up for a free trial, they gaslight you and use an insistent brow-beating tactic to get you to see no way out. This is a prevalent scam in my country, and with a little research I discovered that because of gyms scamming the public this way, laws were passed that exempts the public from having their credit affected in any way for non-payment of gym membership fees, and no legal action can be taken by any gym against any member for unpaid membership fees. However, while I was protected by law from my credit record being tarnished and from any legal action, I am not protected against harassment. The gyms hire debt collection companies to basically harass non-paying members with letters, emails, phone calls, text messages, and so-called agents who visit your workplace and your home. I returned to the gym and revealed my findings. They told me that I will either pay them or be handed over to their legal department and taken to court for double the contractually agreed amount and have my credit record destroyed. I smugly revealed that I am well aware of the law and that they have no power or authority to take any kind of action against any member. They doubled down on their insistent hardball tactic. I simply laughed and told the management lady that I already found 6 members who were scammed and have informed them of what I know, and I intend to educate as many members as I can about their rights. Then I called her a barking rabbit with no power at all. I was swiftly escorted out. The next few weeks the harassment tripled in intensity. I got a few letters in the mail weekly. About 10 emails daily from changing accounts, about 10 texts daily from multiple changing numbers, between 20 to 30 calls daily, and a few times a week their obnoxious agents would harass me at my house or workplace. They had the same hostile, threatening hardball tactic, obviously meant to stress you out and pester you so much that you would just pay them in order to get some peace. The calls were the worst. They would find out personal information about your personal life and use it to get under your skin. After a while I was exhausted. I realized that I was anxious about going outside. I would get a jolt of anxiety when the phone rang or when I had a knock on my door. This had to stop. I considered to change my number and email, but then I thought about my situation logically. I realized that they can harass but nothing more. They can only affect my mental well-being if I take them seriously. What is there to fear? They are barking rabbits. Toothless, clawless pit bulls. I did some pickup artistry in my earlier bartending days. There is a tactic used by pickup artists called agree and amplify, where you take nothing a person says seriously, and amplify their insults to the ridiculous. It's a good technique to use to lighten the mood, especially if someone is being hostile toward you, since it disarms the attacker. The next day when I received my first call I answered and discussed with the hostile woman about all the different soups there are and different recipes for soup. The more she would try to anger me or insult me or change the subject, I would suggest different soups that would calm her down and ask her what soups her children and family likes. After a while of this she was mentally exhausted. I could tell she had enough. I continued to discuss with her the virtues of soup, but she remained quiet for maybe 40 seconds or so. She was still there since I heard her heavy breathing. She was pissed, so I hung up instead. I assumed that since she is calling from a call center she is not allowed to hang up, so she stayed silent and waited for me to hang up instead. Victory. When the agents harassed me at work I employed a similar tactic. They would often dress in a very formal, professional manner to give faux demeanor of importance, and when they talked they used legal terminology, obviously a scare tactic that alluded to corporate legal strong-arming. I simply met them outside and offered a tour of the premises. When they declined and insisted that I talk to them seriously I told them to follow me to my office, to which I lead them to the toilet. They didn't like that, so I took them to the rec room and offered them drinks. They asked for coffee, I gave them tap water in paper cups. When they started talking I would simply walk off to another area and talk nonsense. They left after a while, leaving an envelope I threw in the trash. They tried harassing me at my home. When I opened the door to two guys I told them that I was waiting for them and started directing them how I wanted my front yard landscaped. When they got serious I mentioned how I want the sides trimmed and how the weeds need to be plucked by hand. One moment one of the guys got heated and got in my face and said a few nasty things to taunt me. I simply told him that his emotional state reminds me of a stump that I've been wanting to have removed for years. How much extra would they charge me to remove it? This guy lost it and called me very nasty names while walking away and chucking an envelope at my feet. I simply shouted back at him, "Thank you for the quote," as I picked up the envelope to chuck in my trash. I went on informing friends and acquaintances, as many as I could who has a membership at the gym, about the scam and my tactics. Some saw it as too much effort, but others assisted. One delivery driver got his entire team of 13 to quit the gym and employ my tactics. This went on for a few weeks. I started getting very creative with my harassment countermeasures. There are so many beautiful topics, my favorite of which was preposterous political views like discussing how Hitler was in fact the good guy or how Nelson Mandela was an evil dictator. Also I loved ridiculous conspiracies like how all music since 1995 are computer generated and humans are in fact controlled by parasites called brains. I knew I was getting to them. After a few weeks they stopped calling and the agent stopped visiting, only the texts and emails persisted. I downloaded software to filter the texts and emails as best I can, and it's worked well enough that I decided to keep my number and email accounts and just delete them in batches separated by the software. After a few months I have not heard from them and noticed that there were no more letters, and no more batches emails or texts to delete. Feeling superior, I visited the gym to speak to the manager but was refused entry when they heard who I was and was told that my membership was cancelled months ago. They tried to contact me to move forward with the cancellation and waive the 50% clause, but I was impossible to contact and letters went unanswered. Turns out they stopped their antics after too many members came forward insisting on cancelling the contract. I spoke to the staff member at length, an okay guy. He told me that this happens every now and then. All the gym does is lay low for about 6 months then start up the scamming and harassing again. Apparently this tactic brings in a lot of money and the gym would close down otherwise. I just shook my head. I had lots of fun toying with these people. I actually miss annoying them and getting under their skin. I still chuckle thinking of it. Making a nightmare but beautiful housemate move out. Not my story, but one a friend told me when he was a student in the 90s. A bit long, but bear with me. A group of second-year students, all lads, found a great furnished place to live but needed one more person to make the cost of living a bit easier. They left their details with the housing department of the university, and a last-minute admission first-year student contacted them and asked to see the property. They arrive and it's a girl and her mother. Both natural 10s. Absolute stunners. They love the place, and after double-checking with them that she wouldn't mind living with a bunch of fellas, agree to let her move in. To try and make her feel comfortable the weekend she moves in, the boys make a full-on British Sunday dinner, think Thanksgiving dinner for those in the US. They all sat down to eat when she asks about something she is unfamiliar with on her plate. They say those are Yorkshire puddings, staple of a Sunday dinner. She replies, "Oh, I've heard of them, Mama says they are for poor people." And it goes downhill from there. She doesn't clean up after herself, taking other people's food, can't use a washing machine properly, hogging the bathroom, you get the idea. Obviously been pampered her whole life and has no life skills as such. They tried talking with her but got nowhere. After a couple of weeks they decided she has to go. Stunner or not. Very tired fighting fire with fire and copying her behavior, but they were starting to get fed up with living that dirty. One day one of the lads notices her room is immaculate, and she always locks her door when she leaves. But leaves her upstairs bedroom window open. The layout of the house means that it is possible for someone to climb out of one bedroom window and into hers. Day 1. When she leaves they climb in and move a few bits around. She comes home and goes in her room. Within seconds she storms downstairs screaming, "Who's been in my room?" Everyone denies all knowledge, "Don't you lock your door?" She has no answer and leaves. Day 2. When she leaves they climb in and move a bit more around than the day before. She comes home and is livid, "I know you've been in my room, someone is messing with my things. I'm going to get the locks changed." And she actually paid someone to change her locks. They wait a couple days to let her guard down and notice she still leaves her window open though. Next time she leaves, they went to town. Totally rearranged her room, bed, wardrobe, desk, drawers, clothes in different places, posters, even changed her bedding. Between them it only took 30 minutes. When she came home and went upstairs, the guys just waited, and waited, and waited. She came downstairs with a suitcase and without saying a word left. Next day her and a couple of her friends turned up to move out whatever was left behind. She dropped off her keys on the kitchen counter, and other than some stinky "I didn't say anything." They took the hit on the finances and turned that bedroom into a gaming room. Roommate sets 30 alarms but won't get up. I'll wake them up each time instead. I'll try to keep this short. Last year I had a roommate who was a huge night owl, no big deal, but every night they would set their alarm to go off every 10 minutes starting at 8 a.m. Full volume, and sometimes roommate wouldn't even wake up to turn each one off, so they would just keep going. Usually this wasn't an issue because I was gone by 7:30/8 a.m. each day, but on my rare off days or the weekend, it was incredibly annoying because I love the opportunity to sleep in. We talked about it and they explained that they set so many because they never wake up to just one alarm and are afraid of oversleeping, but agreed to cut back on the sheer number of alarms and work on getting up the first time. Surprise, surprise, this did not occur, and the next Saturday the alarms started in all of their glory at 8 a.m. I was fed up and feeling petty, so each time the alarm went off I would loudly knock on the door and in the sweetest voice say, "Roommate name, time to get up." You don't want to oversleep, and wouldn't stop until they would verbally answer the door. Each time I would bashfully explain that I hope I wasn't being annoying but that I wanted to be a good roommate and help them wake up on time. The alarm stopped after I pulled this stunt 2 days in a row. Forcing unconventional housemates to live in conventional lifestyle. Was asked by a fellow Redditor to post this petty revenge story. When I was in uni, some of my fellow students managed to bag a large student house with like 9 rooms. Friends of friends got invited to make up numbers. All these guys knew of each other and lived together in dorms previously, so thought they knew each other. There was this girl who hooked up with a guy and they ended up shared a room together. Whenever she got drunk she always used to sing Cat Ballou. Nat King Cole, right? As individuals these guys were fine, but as a couple, they were odd. They would stay up late smoking weed and stop the whole house from sleeping/studying, playing music and stuff till like 3 to 4 a.m. Guys tried the civilized approach to quieten down and were met with an odd counter-argument. If you want to lead a conventional life doing a 9 to 5, that's your choice, don't force it on us. Cue PettyRevenge. X8. Everyone was in on this. They turned their speakers to face this couple's bedroom, facing the ceiling on the bedroom underneath or the floor from above, you get the idea. Set their stereos to max volume and an alarm to start playing music 15 minutes after the last person left for lectures. And let rip. Everyone stayed out of the house all day. They all tried to arrive home at the same time. This couple was livid. We couldn't sleep all day. You're idiots. Who the hell plays music when they not even home? One of my friends replied, if you want to be conventional and be in the room when you listen to music, that's your choice, but don't force it on us. They only needed telling once. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.